I never imagined something like this would happen to me. I had just gotten out of a 3-year relationship. It ended in the most cliché way possible. He cheated on me with someone from work, and I was left with a broken heart and a silent apartment that echoed every regret I tried to suppress. My friends, trying to cheer me up, insisted I try dating apps. They said I needed to get back out there, as if swiping on strangers could somehow fill the void. Eventually I caved and downloaded Bumble. At first, it was harmless. A few hey messages, some awkward small talk, a lot of left swipes. And then came Daniel. He looked exactly like the kind of guy I'd fall for. Clean cut, dark hair, confident smile, a golden retriever type energy. His profile said he was a remote software engineer, loved coffee shops, and ran marathons. He messaged me with a joke about my favorite book, and we hit it off instantly. It was refreshing. He wasn't aggressive or too forward, just warm, funny, curious about me. We chatted every day for over 2 weeks. Morning messages, goodnight texts, long paragraphs about everything from childhood memories to our mutual hatred for pineapple on pizza. He didn't rush into anything, which made me feel safe. Our first date was casual. Midday coffee in a cafe downtown. He wore a navy nuble hoodie and jeans, smelled like cedarwood and fresh laundry. We talked for hours, and when I got home, I actually felt hopeful for the first time in months. The next few weeks were a blur of park walks, late-night phone calls, and takeout dinners. We weren't official, but he became a consistent presence in my life. Still, there were odd little things that nagged at me. He never told me his exact address, said he was staying with a friend while his apartment was getting renovated. He always wanted to come to my place instead of meeting somewhere. He would sometimes quote things I'd said in conversation, word for word, from days ago, as if he had written them down. And then there was the bookshelf. One night, while I was in the kitchen making popcorn, I noticed him standing by my bookshelf in the living room. He was just staring, not reading anything, just looking, eyes scanning the spines like he was memorizing something. I laughed and said, "Lose something?" He replied, "Just figuring you out." It was a weird response, but I brushed it off. A few days later, I decided to end things. Nothing major had happened, but my gut was whispering that something wasn't right. He took it well, said he understood, and wished me the best. I even felt guilty for suspecting him of anything. That night, I was alone in bed. Around 2:45 a.m., I woke up suddenly, heart racing. It felt like someone had been in the room. I told myself it was anxiety and tried to fall back asleep. The next morning, I got a text from him. "Sleep well, beautiful." My heart stopped. I hadn't told him I'd had a restless night. The timing was too perfect. I didn't reply. Later that week, I came home from work to find my bedroom window open just a crack. I never leave it open, especially since I live on the second floor. I closed it, locked it, told myself maybe I'd forgotten. That same night, I was brushing my teeth when I noticed something taped to the inside of the bathroom mirror. A sticky note, bright yellow, in shaky handwriting. "You looked peaceful. Wish I could have stayed." I dropped my toothbrush and backed out of the bathroom. I checked every room, every closet, under every bed. Nothing. The police came within 15 minutes. They were sympathetic but ultimately unhelpful. No forced entry, no fingerprints, no sign of anyone breaking in. I showed them his messages and they said it was suspicious, but unless he physically threatened me, there wasn't much they could do. I blocked his number, deleted Bumble, took a week off work and stayed at my sister's place. Eventually, I returned to my apartment, changed the locks, got new security cameras, and tried to move on. 2 months later, I moved across the city. I didn't tell anyone where I was going. I even changed jobs. Life was finally quiet again. Then, just last week, nearly 2 years after it all happened, I got a new friend request on Facebook. No profile picture, no mutual friends. Just the name, Daniel M. The message was one line. Still figuring you out. I sat there, staring at the screen, my hands trembling. I don't know how he found me. I don't know if he ever stopped watching. And worst of all, I don't know if he ever left. I've always been a bit of an introvert. Most of my dating life was confined to long conversations and slow connections. When the pandemic hit and isolation became the norm, I, like many others, turned to dating apps for a little connection. That's how I met Sarah. She was perfect. Her photos showed a soft smile, auburn curls, kind eyes. Her profile said she was into old horror films, obscure books, and hiking. We started messaging late one Friday night. She complimented a quote in my bio from The Shining of all things, and from there the conversation took off. Over the next week, I found myself looking forward to her messages. They were thoughtful, funny, often poetic. She seemed emotionally intelligent in a way that most people I met online weren't. We shared playlists, book recommendations, and inside jokes. But every time I asked for a video call or suggested FaceTiming, she dodged. At first, it didn't bother me much. Some people are shy. But after 2 weeks and no voice, no real-time interaction, I started getting suspicious. I even asked her directly once, "You are who you say you are, right?" She laughed it off with a cryptic, "Don't worry, I'm real, just not great on camera." That should have been enough for me to hit pause. But I didn't. Because I liked her. Eventually, she agreed to meet. She said she'd drop something off at my place, her favorite horror zine, something she thought I'd love. I gave her my address, mostly because I didn't expect her to actually show up. The next evening, my doorbell rang. When I opened it, it wasn't Sarah. It was a man, mid to late 30s, pale, dressed in a bulky coat despite the warm weather. His hair was greasy and unkempt, and his smile was just off, too wide, too rehearsed. "You, Derek?" he asked. He reached into his pocket and pulled out an envelope. "Sarah asked me to drop this off. She couldn't come herself. She said you'd understand." I stared at him, alarm bells blaring in my head. "She never mentioned a brother," I said. He smirked, like I'd told a joke he'd heard before, and just walked away. I shut the door, heart pounding, and opened the envelope. Inside was a single sheet of paper, handwritten, sloppy, frantic. "He's not my brother. Run." I didn't sleep that night. I sat on the floor with every light on, clutching a kitchen knife and refreshing my security cam feed over and over. When I checked the camera from earlier, it showed the man arriving. Alone. He didn't get out of a car. Didn't come from the sidewalk. He literally appeared at the edge of the frame. No backpack, no envelope in hand, just standing there. Then, walking up to my door, I called the cops. They reviewed the footage, took a statement, but they never found him. I immediately deleted the app. I tried to go back and find Sarah's profile, but it was gone, completely wiped. I reverse searched the profile pictures she used. Eventually, I found them on a personal blog belonging to a woman in Florida who had no idea her images were being used. To this day, I don't know who the man at my door was. I don't know what his connection was to Sarah, or if Sarah ever even existed. But every now and then, when I walk home late or hear footsteps behind me, I get the horrible feeling that someone is still watching, still waiting, still playing a part I can't see. I've always believed in signs. After losing my mom in 2019, I started noticing patterns, flickering lights when I thought of her, dreams where she'd say things I needed to hear. Some people called it grief. I called it connection. When I downloaded Coffee Meat Bagel, it was mostly out of boredom. I wasn't seriously looking for love. But then I met Aaron.
He was different. Not just in the usual, he actually reads books way, but in how he spoke. His messages were deep, poetic, even eerie. He quoted Rilke and Sylvia Plath, sent me photos of old cemeteries he'd visited, talked about the loneliness of late nights and fading memories. It should have been a red flag, but it resonated with me.
We messaged for a month, always late at night. Midnight until 3 a.m. became our time. When I asked if we could FaceTime, he said his camera was broken. When I asked where he lived, he said he didn't really live anywhere. And then one night I asked if we could meet in person. His answer chilled me. "If you want to see me," he said, "go to Rose Hill Cemetery, past midnight, the angel statue at the top of the hill." I stared at the message for a long time. At first I thought he was joking, maybe being dramatic, but a strange part of me, a part I can't explain, felt compelled to go. So I did. I told my roommate I was staying at a friend's, grabbed a flashlight and drove to Rose Hill just after 1 a.m. The place was hauntingly silent. Fog crept across the headstones and my breath fogged up in the cold night air. I climbed the hill to the angel statue, a weather-worn monument with cracked wings and hollow eyes. I expected to see someone, Aaron maybe, in a hoodie, playing some twisted romantic, but there was no one. Just silence, and an object at the base of the statue. A single burning candle and a framed photo.
Of me. It was my dating profile picture, printed, placed with care. My blood went cold. I spun around, half expecting someone to leap from the shadows, but the cemetery was dead silent. Ran, literally sprinted back to my car and didn't stop until I was locked inside, engine roaring. I never used that app again, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. 2 days later, I Googled Aaron Miller and the name of the town. What I found made my stomach twist. An obituary dated 2012. Aaron Miller, age 27, poet. Died by suicide in our city. He had no family left, no burial, just a cremation and a small memorial. And the photo in the obituary was the man in the dating profile. Same eyes, same haunted smile. I don't know what to make of it. Maybe it was someone's sick idea of a joke. Maybe the app was hacked. Or maybe I was speaking to someone who no longer belonged to this world. Some nights when I walk by the cemetery, I swear I see a flicker of candlelight near the angel statue. And once, just once, I thought I saw a figure standing there, waiting.
If these stories made your skin crawl, you're not alone. What starts as a swipe, a match, a simple hello, can sometimes spiral into something darker than we ever imagined. In a world where connection is just a tap away, we forget how easy it is to trust strangers. We crave attention, affection, validation, and there are people out there who know exactly how to exploit that. Whether it's someone hiding their true face, someone playing a role to lure you in, or someone who should have never been able to reach you at all. These stories remind us that not every profile tells the truth, and sometimes you're not the one doing the searching. Sometimes you're the one being hunted. If you made it this far, you have a strong heart, and you deserve to be safe. Please take care of yourself. Be cautious, protect your space, your mind, and your peace. If this video gave you chills, do us a favor. Like, share, and subscribe. There's more darkness lurking just beneath the surface, and we're only getting started. The Trot. And if you have a true horror story of your own, whether it's about online dating, being home alone, a haunted place, or something stranger, Drop it in the comments below or reach out to us privately. Your story might be the next one we bring to life. Until then, keep your doors locked, your instincts sharp, and remember, not everyone online is who they say they are. And some matches were never meant to happen. Good night, stay safe. We'll see you in the next nightmare.